Hello everyone. Decided to make a video to explain how we can do a frame. Just to speed up the things, already wrote the code, I'm just gonna go through it with you. So first thing, you need to create a class. I already named my class here, give it a name, whatever you wanna call it, and let's call it yeah, okay, and then you just say okay, and then you open the class by double clicks. Here it is, and start off. All this we don't need it, so we're just gonna go and delete it all. Ideally you need to put your name and version and little bit of description about the class here. So the class, what we're going to do now is talking about creating a class to making a frame for a GUI. First thing we need to do is to import a JavaX swing. So all you have to do, so as I said, I'm going to speed things up and just do it copy and paste by import Java swing, and this will allow you to create the frame itself. After that, as a good practice, it would be good to define the frame object. So you're gonna put this by going here and documentation, define the frame object, and in that case we only need two. So it's gonna be JFrame, that the menus, and I decide to call it my frame. You can call it whatever you like, and we need a panel. So again, that we're gonna use JPanel, and I decided to use my panel. After that, need to use the main methods. So it's gonna be public, let's type it, and we call our class ME, and again that's just a typo. The class needs to be capital here, and then bracket, and the code will go here. First thing we need to do is to build the frame itself. So again, documentation is very important, is a good practice, so we need to get used to it. So it's gonna be all I'm gonna use. I'm gonna call it my frame, which is the name that already used it here, and then you say equal new JFrame, and then give it the name whatever you desire. After that, we need to build the panel itself. Again, we're using the same principle, and I'm gonna say my panel new JPanel. After that, we need to use the absolute positioning on the panel. It doesn't really matter now because we're not gonna do any buttons or anything, but again, it's good practice to use it. This will allow you, when you position a button or put in a Dropbox or menu, that will go in a position that you desire. After that, I need to put my panel into the frame. So after that, what I need to do, I'm using my frame, which is already here, and then you put added, and inside two parentheses you put down my panel. After this, all I need to do is position and size the frame. So what I'm going to use here, I'm going to use my frame again. This time is set pounds, and I'm going to use 10, 15, 300, 300. So 10, that will be the X where you start the position. 50, that's going to be the Y, so starting how far you're going to start it from here, there or there or there, and then 300 by 300, which is going to be a square. After that, which is the most essential part, is to make the frame visible, because by default the frame will be invisible. So all we need to do is my frame dot set visible, and that will be true, and that's it. So all we have to do is compile it, and the argument, so we don't have to worry about it, and here it is. So this is our frame here that we used. You can resize it, you can make it up and down, and it's nothing, it's just a frame. So just quick, so if I decided to call it anything at all, it will come up here on the top. While I'm here, I'm gonna show you one more thing, is how to start the main method. And this, if I show you one more time, when you start here, it's just to go in for this argument here. So all we have to do to avoid this, we need to start a main method. It's really easy. All you have to do, just under here, you're gonna write public static void main, and then you start it, you give it the name of the class, and then here. So our class, we call it Tim. So I've started here. So main method is gonna be public static void main, and then the name of the class will start it, and let's say anything you like. Start here like we did before, and then define it, and then name again. So if what you say, we'll compile here, and see here we've got void main. When you press it, you're not gonna have to go for what we did earlier. That's it for today. I'll try to create more and going through. We'll learn it together. If you've got any questions, please put the comment below. Thank you and goodbye.